Phillies have a lot of family members here in Southern California. Also, a lot of Phillies fans are coming out to see this three-game series. Tonight, it's Game 2 against the LA Angels. The Phils trying to avenge last night's loss where they struggled with runners in scoring position 2 for 16. And they've struggled against the Angels over the last 10 games. They won Game 1 in this series when Vicente Padilla picked up the victory. But since that time, the Angels have won 10 consecutive games. They certainly have the Phils' number offensively and with the starting pitching. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. And one of the other advantages that the Angels have, they have two superstars, Mike Trout being one, and Albert Pujols, who some people think the ebbs and flows are getting a little deep for him. Last night, he came through once again for the Angels.
Yeah, you know, Tom, he's a different hitter now than he was when he's with the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis, it was 320, 330, 30, 40 homers, over 100 RBIs every single year. It seemed like he's not an average hitter anymore. He understands his role on this team is to drive in runs, and he did it there last night against Aaron Nola, that doubled on the right field line to score 2 runs. And then Mark Leiter came in and threw him a hanging breaking ball, a 3-run homer that put this game out of reach for the Philadelphia Phillies. And you can tell right here, look at the numbers. Average numbers down, home runs per at bat down, RBIs a season down. But let me tell you this, if you're an American League team and your DH can drive in 90 runs a season, you would take it in a heartbeat. And that's what Albert's been doing.
Yeah, at over 100 RBIs last year. We'll see if he can do it again this year. And the Phils hope he doesn't do any more damage in this series. They're going to send Jake Thompson to the mound. Pete Mackanin told us today that he could have let Jake Thompson go deeper than 5 innings last time out, but he was content and now hopes to stretch him out tonight.
Well, we need to stretch him out tonight because our bullpen has still been way overused lately. But Jake Thompson was absolutely phenomenal in his start against the Atlanta Braves. He throws a cut fastball, a two-seam fastball that runs away. But what I liked about him, he kept the ball down. He got a ton of ground balls. And when you can get our middle of the infield involved in ground balls, you're recording outs. And that breaking ball right there to Brandon Phillips put him away. He has to pitch the same way against the Braves, against the Angels tonight than he did against the Braves.
All right, we'll see if the Phils can even up the series and maybe start another winning streak. They've won 5 of their last 6. The loss coming last night to the Angels. J.C. Ramirez, the former Phil, will take the baseball for L.A. And Thompson on the mound for the Phillies. Lineups and first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. 2 between the Phils and the LA Angels. It's another humid night here in Southern California. There's Pete Mackanin. His team lost last night 7-1. They were 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Let's see if tonight's lineup, which is different, can perform a little bit better. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Well, Cesar Hernandez has been red hot for the Phils, hitting .290 overall, 2 for 5 in last night's ball game. So he'll start things off. Then Galvis, and then Odubel Herrera moves back to the number 3 spot for the first time since July 17th. And they will face former Philly right-hander J.C. Ramirez, who the Phillies originally acquired from the Seattle Mariners in the Cliff Lee trade. He has kind of bounced around, but has found a home here in L.A., where he is 9-9 with a 4.29 earned run average. I don't know what the Phillies expected he was going to be, but they thought he'd be in their rotation for a long time when they acquired him. But he's been a reliever for most of his professional career lately.
Yeah, and you look at the scouting report on him, you know, a great fastball, curve splitter, slider. 2 and 5 here, though, with an over 5 ERA. So, you know, there has to be command issues. And, you know, with all the injuries that the Angels have had in their rotation, you know, Jared Weaver leaving the team to go to San Diego to start this season, there's plenty of spots available. And Mike Scioscia's just looking for anything that thinks he can win consistently.
Well, he originally made a spot start and now is 7-9 as a starter. Cesar Hernandez will lead things off for the Phils. Mentioned Cesar had a couple hits last night with a run scored. Now the first pitch of the night is in there. We're underway and the count is 0-1. Cesar's hit in 6 consecutive games, hitting .407 during that time. Since he's come back, shockingly, if you go over his numbers, he's hitting .339 with 12 runs scored. That's pretty good production. Breaking ball, and it's 1-2. There you see, since the DL, 14 games, an on-base percentage of .420. Well, that was awfully close, that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Really close, and that's a free and easy 96. That's no, you know, I'm going to try to overthrow and fall down and fire it as hard as I can.
Runs away, 3-2. It'll be Cesar, Freddie Galvis, Odubel Herrera. Umpires for tonight's ball game. Brian O'Nora is the crew chief. He is behind the plate. Ben May is at first. Scott Barry's at second, and Quinn Walcott is around at third. Low ball 4. So Cesar works out a walk to start the ball game. All right, Johnny, time now for our Nissan keys to the game.
Well, yesterday you got them on, you couldn't get them in. Today we have to do a better job of getting those runs in when the Angels give the Phillies that opportunity to drive in runs. And you know, you mentioned in the open that Pete wanted to get another inning or so out of Thompson, and we're going to need it because, you know, our bullpen has been used a lot lately and for multiple innings. So, you know, if he can get 6 or 7 out of Thompson tonight, I'm sure that would be a welcome thing for Pete Mackanin. And
yeah. One thing Pete said is that he's not sure about Hector Neris or Luis Garcia again today. He might want to give them an extra day. Freddie Galvis hitting .251. He was 0 for 3 last night. And he hits that one to straightaway center field. Trout going back. And he makes the catch for the first out. I'll tell you, for a short porch out there, it doesn't carry these first couple of games the way you would think it would.
You wonder if it's the humidity here.
Maybe.
I mean, it is brutally muggy here. And for someone who sweats a lot, this is not conducive to my well-being.
81 degrees, warm and humid here in Southern California.
And we're getting blamed for it by everyone here.
They said we brought it from the east, although it was quite nice.
It was very nice in the east. I don't know what everyone's complaining about.
Here's Odubel hitting .278. He's hit in 5 straight games. Runner goes, then stops, pitches low and away. 1-0. Well, that certainly would have been a good pitch to run on because of where it wound up.
Yeah, especially if Maldonado kind of cheated and crept up a little early, rose up a little early. That ball down. And a tough catch and throw for him.
There he goes. Pitch is swung on and missed, and no throw as Cesar swipes second base. And that'll be his 11th stolen base of the year. Must not have had a grip on it.
Well, we might have caught a break right there, because if Maldonado comes up, watch Odubel after the swing and miss. If Maldonado comes up throwing right there and brushes Odubel, yeah, Caesar's out.
Yeah, the initial swing where he was still in the box, that wouldn't have been a big deal, but the fact that he casually walked across the plate.
Yeah. And Maldonado stopped. If he continues on.
That one's out towards center field also. This one towards shallow left center, and Trout is able to come in to make the catch for the second out. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Francis Dukowski of Cape May. Phillies hit a home run at today's ball game. Then Francis will win $200. McDonald's enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. Tommy Joseph had a couple hits last night, 5 hits in his last 7 at bats. Pretty good couple of days. 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Mentioned the Phillies were 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position last night. The 16 at bats with runners in scoring position were the second most for the Phillies this season in a game. 18 on the 26th against the Astros. Tommy Joseph tried to hold. Did he go? Yeah, his body kind of spun around, says the first base umpire, Ben May.
Since there ain't no rule, how can we comment on that?
Watching it live, I thought he went all the way around. Outside, 2-2.
I think since there's no rule, we'll just make up our own.
I think we should.
Why not?
And see how many times we're right, and see how many times we're wrong. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball toward the hole, backhanded by Simmons. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 man left in scoring position. We'll move to the bottom of the first. Phillies nothing, and the Angels coming up. Albert Pujols for the most part. Let's take a look at his lineup tonight. Brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Well, Trout and Pujols are there, 2 and 3. Once again for the Angels. Valbuena is over at third base tonight, then Simmons batting fifth. And then things kind of change up a little bit for the Angels. C.J. Cron makes the start at first base. Cowart moves up in the lineup after a couple of hits. And they'll face Jake Thompson, making his second start after 5 innings his last time out. 10 innings in the big leagues with 8 strikeouts so far.
And he needs to work the same way he did against Atlanta. Keep that ball down in the zone, change speeds. And Ben Revere, I guess, what, a couple hits last night, and he right up to the leadoff spot.
Move him up. Well, Escobar is nagged with that injury from the ball hitting him. Revere takes a strike. That one's floated out toward left field, and Kim will let it bounce in front. Just wasn't hit sharp enough for him to make the catch. So a leadoff single for Revere, who's now hit in 7 consecutive games. How about during this stretch of 7 straight games? He's hitting .391, and his on-base percentage is .391.
Yeah, he's not much goes past him without him hacking at it.
No way.
But .391 on base is pretty good. If you like that leadoff guy on about 40% of the time.
Mike Trout takes a strike. It's 0-1. Trout, after his 2 hits last night, has an average of .335. 19 home runs, 45 runs batted in. A little low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Folks from South Jersey are greeting Mike Trout. She's wearing a Phillies jersey, but she's cheering for Trout. That happens a lot.
Hope he hits it hard, but hope he hits it right at someone.
Inside 2-1. Remarkable to look at what he's accomplished in such an early age. 2 MVPs, 3 runner-ups to the MVP award.
2 All-Star Game MVPs.
Last year he became the first player since Alex Rodriguez to win the MVP award on a losing team. That was back in 2003 when A-Rod did it. Change up, and it's 3-1. Actually, that may have been the split.
90 miles an hour.
It wasn't his fastball.
Didn't look like it came in there that hard.
Fly ball right field. Daniel Nava, he's played in this ballpark. He's a member of the Angels, makes the catch, 1 out. That'll bring Albert Pujols to the plate. Now, before this home run, which features our Toyota Turning Point, he had a couple RBIs, but this made it a 5 RBI night for Pujols.
Yeah, it could have been a bigger night if Nick Williams didn't throw out Escobar at home plate. Could have been a 6 RBI night, but that home run is our Toyota Turning Point of the game. And let's hope that tonight one of the Phillies players gets that turning point of the game. Big hit.
Pujols, who had a 3-game stretch against the Indians last week where he was hitless. In fact, he wound up going 0 for 24 for a stretch. But since that time, you kind of saw what his numbers are. 6 for 9 with 3 home runs. A little streakiness.
Now, I think he's at the point right now in his career where it's pick and choose. You know, I'm selling out on a fastball, I'm selling out location or whatever, but you know, before he was just so great at that short little stride, perfect balance, and you know, hitting the ball at all fields, but hitting the ball with power at all fields. And you know, he's had a lot of foot injuries. I'm sure that has something to do with sometimes he's off balance more now.
Center field, Odubel Herrera, and he's under it. All right, so you get Trout and Pujols with Revere still at first, and now Valbuena. Did you ever get to that point where you had to sell out at the end of your career? Did you?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. You hope you guess right.
Huh. Was it like the last year of your career? Is that how it was? The last 2 years?
Well, I think it started in right before we went on strike in '94. Where, and I don't know if it was, with cancer, radiation, all that stuff. But it just felt like I didn't have any bat speed really, and I had to really cheat to get the balls.
Valbuena takes a strike. It's 0-1.
And it's like that one right there. It looked like Albert might have been looking in, but it was still a fastball, and it looks just like you reach for it.
And it used to be that he'd get it all the time, but now it's maybe 1 out of 10 at bats.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets it.
Yeah.
2 out of 10 at bats.
Yeah. But when he was with the Cardinal, he reacts to that pitch away and probably hits a line drive into right center field, or hits it hard. You can't.
Outside, 1-1 of Valbuena. Thompson has been a better pitcher recently. It carries over from his time in the minor leagues. In his last 6 starts in the minor leagues, he was 2-3, but his earned run average was 3.41. Revere goes, pitches low, throw to second base by Rupp, goes into center field. Revere does react, and he'll go to third. 14th stolen base, and an E2. It's funny, Pete was talking about this kind of play today for an infielder.
Yeah, really good jump by Ben Revere, and we see it all the time. You don't have a play on him, the ball bounces, and but it's not Freddie. It's not just Freddie. It's almost every middle infielder. They don't block it. They try to glove it because that's what they do. That's how they play. They think they can glove everything, and eventually the ball gets past you and Revere's at third. But I don't know if I've ever seen a middle infielder get over in front of it to block it. Pete was talking about that today.
He was talking about it today. He was talking about fielding the ball in front of the bag. And it's 3-2 to Valbuena. He said that when he was brought up to straddle the bag, and then he was with Billy Martin was his manager, and he straddled the bag one time, and the ball went into the runner, and he couldn't get it, and it went into center field, and he went back to the dugout. He didn't really think too much of it, and Billy Martin said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Good. What happened with that throw? He goes, "Oh, I just couldn't get to it." He goes, "You don't get to it next time, you're going down to the minor leagues." As Valbuena hits it out to center field. So he said that from there on out, he said, I became a hockey goalie at second base. He said everything that was thrown, I was going to block it. He said I wasn't going to let it get into center field. I wasn't going to olay it. I was just going to get my body in front of it. We'll go to the second. The Phillies released the fact that Pete Rose will not participate in any of the events surrounding Alumni Weekend when the Phillies return home. Now, this is what Rose said. While I'm truly honored that the Phillies fans voted for me to be in this year's Wall of Fame, I am concerned that other matters will overshadow the goodwill associated with Alumni Weekend, and I agree with the decision not to participate. The release went on to say that any fan holding a ticket for Friday or Saturday. Friday was the bobblehead, and then Saturday was the induction to the Wall of Fame, can exchange their tickets for any remaining game this season, or they can exchange it for a refund. The refunds must be processed by October 1st. And the Phillies also said that there'll be other events that'll go on surrounding Alumni Weekend to take the place of what was supposed to happen with Pete's induction to the Wall of Fame. Here is Soo Kim to lead things off for the Phils. 1 for 3 last night with a double. Mentioned that he's getting a chance to start again. He was probably going to DH again, but then Nick Williams came down with flu-like symptoms, so he's not playing but could pinch hit. And Aaron Altair, they think may have tweaked his hamstring again, and they're hoping it's not going to be a long-term thing.
Yeah, that was a scary part with him coming back. Was, you know, great play by Maldonado. Kim just didn't get that bunt out far enough with this shift on. Valbuena was back, and he gets it out there toward third. It's a base hit, but you know, what did we hear with Altair? We thought, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Could be mid-August, yeah.
You know, and it was what, 10 days? He was on the DL for his 10 days, and yeah, you hope he just didn't push it and come back too soon. Like you say, hope it's only like a day or two thing where it just needs to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, he was moving around a lot, particularly that play that Pujols hit down the right field line, had a lot of ground to cover. He also slid into the wall as Franco takes inside 1-0. Franco was 0 for 4 last night with a couple of strikeouts. Frustrating night for him. Mentioned the Phillies struggle with runners in scoring position. Franco was up in the first inning with a runner in scoring position, the third inning with a runner in scoring position, and the sixth inning. Out to center field, not deep. Trout, his third put out of the night. 2 outs, and Daniel Nava's coming up. Don't you wish you could watch Phillies baseball while you're at work? Well, you can. Catch every CSN game like you're there with the NBC Sports app. Don't worry, we won't tell your boss. What are you waiting for? Download now to keep up with all your Philly teams. Daniel Nava returned from the disabled list today. Cameron Perkins was optioned back to Lehigh Valley last night. Probably see Cam again at some point. 1-0. There's Aaron Altair with Nick Pivetta. Went through his treatments today. Nava played last year for the Angels for 45 games. Hit .235 with them with a home run and 13 RBIs. He only hit .223 for the year in his 54 games between the Angels and the Royals. Angels eventually traded him to the Royals for a player to be named later.
Who did that turn out to be?
I think.
Does anyone ever really know?
I think somebody said today, well, one of the articles said today that it actually turned out to be Cash. Labeled as player to be named later, but then eventually became Cash. A line drive, base hit to right field.
You almost called that one a little too soon.
I saw Flores stop. That's why I was wondering.
Carry, though.
I saw him stop and get low thinking he was going to field it, and then all of a sudden it bounced only 3 feet in front of him. Got to think that he probably could have caught it if he kept coming in.
Yeah, it almost hit him in the toe. That ball just kept going. I think when he first hit, I thought, all right, good, there we go, base hit. But Flores takes 2 more steps in, that's an out.
Plus, with 2 outs and nobody on, might not be a bad idea to leave your feet too.
Yeah, maybe he's friends with Daniel Nava.
Rupp takes a strike.
You know, when you're barometric pressure and humidity, and you got to take all those into account when you're playing the outfield.
Yeah, his joints are all swollen from the humidity.
Does humidity cause that?
I don't know.
I just thought
I feel like it.
I know, my knees are killing me.
Look at him. It's not as spry as he used to be.
What is he, 28?
Something like that. 2-1 to Rupp. Rupp on the homestand had 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. Andrew Knapp, though, has been playing the last couple of days. Cameron hitting .340 over his last 15 games.
With pop.
With pop. Down the right field line. Flores over toward the corner. Reaches in and he makes the catch. That one he didn't give up on. The other side is retired. No runs. 1 hit and 1 man left. Well, he certainly isn't friends with Cameron Rupp. The fans backed off at the last moment. Ramirez liked it, and we'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting the Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. You can find out more at nemours.org/radiothon. Well, we go to the bottom of the 2nd here in Anaheim. Watch this catch again. Phillies fan has it all lined up.
No hops.
He thought he had it too. He cupped his hands and everything. He could have caught it and it would not have been a problem because he went into the crowd.
Exactly. That's even made it even worse if he had a Cameron Rupp jersey on. Could have helped his man out.
Sure could have. Here's Andrelton Simmons, who's hitting .301. How about this guy bottomed out at .231 on the 12th of May. And since that time has hit .336. I mean, look at that. That is a total turnaround. Cesar says he has it around second base. And one out.
Kind of having a similar season Simmons is to Odubel, isn't he? Odubel struggled early and has picked it up lately.
Yeah, Simmons said, I'm not really sure what changed. He said what you said. He said, you know, a lot of people say I swing too hard. He goes, I did go back and look at it, and I felt like I didn't have to swing as hard anymore to get the same production or get better production.
Amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing. I would think it's hard to convince yourself not to take a stick and swing it as hard as you can. And a line drive base hit it to left field. Second hit for the Angels.
Second baseman number 22, Caleb Coward.
And now Caleb Coward.
Thought C.J. Cron was going to end up being a 25-30 homer, 90-100 RBI guy.
Big guy.
Had some injuries and.
I think they probably thought the same thing. First round pick, 17th overall in 2011. Last year had 16 homers, the year before 16, but the batting average was never what they expected it was going to be. And to your point, you know, he played 116 last year and 113 the year before. Outside, 1-2. Cron was picked by the Angels right ahead of Sonny Gray in the 2011 first round. Imagine the teams that would like to have their first round pick back again.
30 of them would have picked Trout
easily. That was the year that Garrett Cole was picked #1 by the Pirates.
Pretty good pick.
Sure was. Rendon was #6 by the Nationals. Archie Bradley #7 by the D-backs. It was also the year the Marlins took Jose Fernandez with the 14th overall pick.
Ah, boy, Cameron got one.
And he got it right in the groin. Oh boy.
Tell you, with Andrew Knapp DHing too, I mean, do you take a chance on losing your DH?
I did say that to Pete today. I said, you know, you got your backup catcher DHing.
Pete was whistling at him, asked if he was all right. Cameron just gave him the wave off.
Only time heals that.
Well, if it hit him in the hand, trainers would have been out there immediately, but
they don't necessarily go out when it hits them there.
It's just really, I mean, what can you do? All right, let's get a double play here.
Cowart last night had a couple of hits. He was 2 for 4. And he hits it foul over the Angels dugout. And it remains 2-2. Ron Renicki's throwing some signs down in the third base coach's box. I didn't even think Cowart really looked at him.
Well, 2-2. C.J. Cron, 1 out. Probably not going to. He's not a stolen base threat. I don't know what.
Hot shot towards second, and there's that double play that John asked for. 4-6-3. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We've played 2. Andrew Knapp will lead it off when we come back.
he did last year. It just he was a great dude.
Part of our conversation before the game with Angels center fielder Mike Trout, guys, and it was really interesting in talking with him. We didn't talk a whole lot about baseball. We were talking mostly about the fact that he is a proud Philadelphia sports fan. I mean, he is a Sixers fan, a Flyers fan. I'm not sure he's pulling for the Phils right now at this moment, but I feel like maybe he would, if everything was equal. But you sit there and listen to him talk about the Eagles, and it's like you're talking to just one of your buddies from back home because he is so passionate about it. He is a season ticket holder. He told me at one point during this, I said, Sundays in September, you're a little busy. I know you keep track of what the Eagles are doing. He said, yeah, and I'm also a season ticket holder. He said, so my friends and family know all about that, and they are always asking me for my tickets in September because they know I can't be there. He said, but once October comes around, if the Angels are not in the postseason, he will be back at the link watching his team, and he did make a prediction, guys. He said the Eagles will be in the postseason this year. So that was what Mike Trout had to say about the Eagles. This was a fun conversation, guys.
I think everybody hopes that Carson Wentz takes that next step, and the rest of the team as well. It is cool, on Sundays, a lot of times he will tweet out a photo at the link, and getting a chance to watch the Eagles play. And if you hear any conversations from him during the season, I mean, he is pretty hyped up about it. Knapp punches it the other way, so the Phils have their second hit of the night. So Mark Gubic's usually signals to Trout if the Eagles are doing well during a game, because Mark, of course, is from the Delaware Valley, and this was last year. Now that's funny.
I would imagine that Mike Trout has some pull here.
Yeah.
Like on the out-of-town scoreboard, why wouldn't they put up the Eagles score for him?
Well,
there's Gooby. Good man.
They do have a couple football teams, NFL teams here now. So
I just want to know how he got season tickets. Isn't there like a long waiting list?
There is a long waiting list. That is a good question. I don't know. Murph, did you ask him how he got season tickets since there's such a long waiting list?
I did not ask him that.
I mean, how far is that Mike Trout thing going to Philadelphia area?
I got a feeling that goes pretty far into Philadelphia. But he also strikes me as the kind of guy that if they told him there was a list, that he had to get on, he'd be like, all right, I'll get on that waiting list. Just let me know.
I was at the Cowboys game last year, the last game of the season, and I think Zach Ertz scored a touchdown. He did the Lambeau leap and gave the football to Trout.
He doesn't need it, but that's pretty cool. Cesar, it's tough to double him up, but he hit that ball hard. Double play, 4-6-3.
Well, he hit it hard, and the howitzer at shortstop unleashed one. This guy's got a cannon. I watched him take infield earlier, and he was working on double play ball, throwing him to Coward, and just nice and calm, and just 95 over to first. But I mean, he was like between his legs, behind his back, flipping him underhand to him. I don't know how much work Coward got in on the timing of the whole thing.
He was just mesmerized by it all.
He's a talented young man.
To the right side, Cowart going to be tested here. Oh man, that was a terrible flip. I don't know if he would have gotten Freddie anyway. But we've seen Chase Utley patent that flip. Cesar's done it a couple of times.
Yeah, but they do it. They don't do the backhand. That was a backhand one. Maybe he's using his third baseman's glove at second. It's a little longer.
It is a big glove.
So it, comes out a little different.
He's lucky that didn't go into the dugout or into the crowd.
Was that a hit?
That's a hit.
That way, Freddie.
1 for 2 now, and Odubel's coming up. I got to tell you, I love that thing with Gubica, though. Signaling that there was a touchdown. I mean, that was funny. Mark went to Penn Charter High School.
He said he's coming down to Naples this winter.
Is he?
Play some golf.
Probably hits it far. He's a big dude.
Oh,
6'6".
Well, did you see that picture with Carson Wentz? I'm assuming that was Carson Wentz's brother that was nearest to Trout. He looked just like Carson Wentz.
He did look like Carson Wentz.
Mike Trout looked small compared to Carson Wentz.
I have to tell you, I had to look at it twice because I thought he was.
Like, were they on a slant?
He's got an Angel shirt on.
Yeah, he's got an Eagles jacket, so he's maybe, who knows. But, I mean, Carson Wentz is a big man. Quarterback.
Freddie was leaning a little bit.
I think one of the biggest surprises of an athlete I've ever seen was I played golf with Troy Aikman one day, and I could not believe how big he was. I mean, his wrists were as big as my thighs. I mean, he's just a massive human being.
In the dirt, and Maldonado wanted to throw behind. There goes Galvis, pitches a strike, throw to second base is in time. Freddie thinks he got his foot in. Maldonado really does have a strong arm. He had thrown out 32% of the runners trying to steal before that one. Phillies will take a peek at it before they release the Angels. Freddie pointed almost immediately. Look how quick that releases.
Well, if he got him there, he's out. If he got him right there, he's safe.
Yeah. I think that's the part of
they're
it.
not challenging.
Did he get him? Yeah, it looked like he might have gotten his pant leg there. 2-6 on the putout. No runs, 2 hits, nobody left. We'll move on to the bottom of the third. Scoreless game. Well, back here at the Big A in Anaheim, and the first pitch from Jake Thompson to Martin Maldonado, who threw out Freddie Galvis. Trying to steal to end the inning. Is taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. Outside. This ballpark originally opened in 1966 and didn't look a whole lot like it looks now. In fact, for a long time, the Angels shared this stadium with the Rams. That is a base hit down the left field line. Hit too fast for Maikel Franco even to blink. And going to second base is Maldonado, his 12th double of the year.
Thompson tried to get that ball in, and Maldonado just beat him to the spot. And like you said, Franco had no chance on that ball. You know, that those circular, you have to be very careful when the wall's that circular. You know, if you think it's going to bounce out and it stays along the wall. I don't know if Maldonado would have had an inside the park homer, but possibly a leadoff triple. And you still got to make him work a little bit here to try to get this run in.
Yeah, Ramon Flores had a hit in last night's ball game. Nice play by Rupp to block it, and it's 1-0. Should say had no hits in last night's ball game. He was 0 for 3. Just up from the AAA where he hit .311. Thompson releases a little outside, and it's 2-0.
I don't know if Cameron must have saw something that maybe Thompson was opening up a little early, and that's why that ball was sailing away from Flores. But this might be one of those things where, you know, you're making a conscious effort to try to throw the ball away to make it as difficult as you can on Flores to pull a ball to get Maldonado over to third, and you know now you fall behind, and you gotta throw him a strike with the top of the order coming up.
And he does. And it's a ground ball right side. Tell you what, they've hit some hard balls tonight. One out, runner at third. Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. And please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, John, here it is. The question: which Braves player played all 100? Or excuse me, Albert Pujols has the record for the most 30 home run seasons to start a career with 12. Who has the second most? Albert Pujols has the record for most 30 home run seasons to start a career with 12. Who has the second most?
Former Angel. Well, we'll talk later.
I looked at it really quick, and now I don't remember what it was.
Oh boy.
Revere takes in 2-0. Is not a former Angel. Not a former Angel. 2-1 to Ben Revere, who singled his last time up.
30 homers in consecutive years to start a career.
Yeah.
And Albert had 12.
Yes.
And we're looking for the other guy.
We're looking for the other guy.
Who didn't have 12.
Did not have 12. No.
Well, Pete Maccannon's got the infield in here with Ben Revere. You know, not a big power guy. Slap the ball, try to keep the ball on the ground type of hitter. And Maldonado, not great speed at third base, so going to take a chance on trying to cut that run off.
Ground ball to second base, and it's off the glove of Cesar. And Revere puts it in play, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. Well, Revere will get an RBI, and then it'll be up to the scorer. It's got to be an E4.
I think Cesar was going to try to catch his ball, maybe do a 360 turn to try to get Maldonado at home. Didn't quite get in front of it. Looked like it bounced up on him, hit right in the thumb of his glove, and didn't corral it. Now there's a possibility here of a big inning with these guys coming up next.
Goes down as an E4. That's the 7th error for Cesar. It's also the 2nd error for the Phils tonight. Center field. That ball is mashed. Odubel's going back, and it is gone. 2-run home run for Mike Trout. And it's now 3-0 Angels. Well, so much for the ball not carrying the center field. Home runs for Trout. Joins Alex Rodriguez, Tony Conigliaro, and Mickey Mantle as the only American League players with 6 seasons with 20 home runs prior to their age 26 campaign. He's the 2nd player with 6 20 home run seasons and 10 stolen base seasons. That just sounded different off his bat.
Well, he's different than anything we've ever seen.
0-2.
You know, I was in the big leagues when Griffey was just coming up and A-Rod was just coming up, and they were different. Barry Bonds, of course, we were rookies together in '86, but you know, that's just a different. He's just different animal, man.
It's incredible.
It's you know, we're seeing things done that you know, by him that we've never seen before.
May not see again.
I hope if we do, he's on our team.
Yeah. Oh, to be that lucky.
You think about when you're a kid and you're thinking back to, you know, Game 7 of the World Series. You know, what player did you want to, you know, center fielder who can run, cover ground, and hit for power and average? Well, he's here.
Out to left field. That's going to drop in front of Kim. A single for Pujols. Well, let's take a look at the home run one more time.
Pitch it leaked over the center of the plate. You know, we talked about it at length. It's been talked about at length with Mike Trout. You hear that sound, but you know the damage he does with a pitch down in the zone, and you know where pitchers told to pitch from the time they're starting pitching in Little League. Keep the ball down. Well, okay, then keep paying for it.
There was a piece on Twitter today even about his tee work. How, you know, he knows that there's folks that think he's susceptible to the high pitch, but he works on it, just getting on top of that high pitch all the time. It's the first thing he does when he gets into the cage.
And he has gotten better over the last year and a half. I know last year talking to him, it was a matter of concern for him that, you know, our guy's going to start attacking him more up in the zone, but you know, how many guys can do it when they want to? Now, every once in a while they get, you know, they let one fly and it's up and away or up and in by accident. How many can do it though?
Over to first base. Kicked for a moment by Tommy Joseph. And his throw to second not in time to get Pujols. 3 unassisted at first.
Tell you what, though, another hard hit ball, and Albert got caught in between. He didn't know if it was going to be caught, but you know, I think he thought, well, okay, if he throws it to second, I'm out immediately. If he caught it, and if he didn't catch it, you know, is he going to step on base and throw it to second? Maybe I need to get back to first.
Well, He's in scoring position as they try to quiet this offense. Simmons, the batter. Got a first pitch low. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Maldonado hit the ball hard. Revere hit the ball hard. Trout. Albert got jammed a little bit, but still got a base hit. And that ball by Valbuena was tattooed pretty hard. You see that little waggle he has at the end? I think, again, I'm sure there's been hitting coaches that have tried to say, can we get rid of that? But, you know, sometimes it becomes such a habit. He's probably done it his whole life. But I just think that sometimes that if you get caught in between, you're going to be late. And if you start it too early, you're going to be too far ahead. Like that right there is buying 90 miles an hour. You know, Barry Bonds did that, right? But Barry did it well before, and then he got the bat back. Yeah. Especially a pitcher pitching from the stretch when it's a little quicker.
That one spun back toward the middle and into center field, a base hit. Pujols does not run all that well. Herrera's throw to the plate is not in time. The ball just kind of died in shallow center field. It's 4-0 Angels.
And again, I mean, what this ball wasn't hit hard, and that's probably a good thing if you're the Angels, because Albert, hey, he's off with the crack of the bat. I mean, this should be an easy run scored, because like you said, that ball died, but Odubel kept coming. Albert like kind of hesitated, like he was going to get stopped right here, and then you know we talked about all the foot injuries. You see how he's running. I mean, it looks like it hurts him to run a little bit.
Sure does.
Give Odubel credit. He made that a lot closer play, and the fact that Albert slowed up going around third, but yeah, we're in a bigger hole now.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by McDonald's. Enjoy an ice cold delicious soft drink for only $1. I'm loving it. All right, so Crone is up now. 4 runs are in after Bob McClure visited the mounds. Let's see if Thompson can settle down.
And Simmons knew it was going to be a close play. He just kept on going.
I think he would have been content if Tommy Joseph had cut it off, if the run would have scored.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Crone already with 1 hit. Another hit here, 5 runs away. Ramirez is pitching 5. It's gonna be tough. Now, we have talked about their bullpen struggles.
They were pretty good last night. Oh man, that ball is crushed. It is gone. A long 2-run home run by C.J. Crone. 6-0 Angels on top. Now, we mentioned it. There have been a lot of hard hit balls tonight, even beyond what's happened in this inning. But it's kind of imploded here in this inning for the Phils. He hung the first pitch, not the second one. I mean, the second one, though, Crone didn't miss.
Hey, I mean, look at 1 and 2. They're right next to each other. And okay, I saw that one. Took it. He Probably could have had the same result if he'd have swung at the first one, but I think he was trying to be nice and give us a chance.
Oh, 1 to Cowart. Well, this has been a deflating inning.
Well, you know, I guess the good thing is we got 6 more at bats. Bad thing is in the first 3 innings of at bats, we haven't gotten anything.
The error by Cesar. That has cost them 3 runs in this inning. 2 balls and 1 strike. To center field again. Odubel going back to the wall. He'll jump and it won't matter. 3 home runs in the inning for the Angels. They have gone back to back here in the 3rd inning. Trout had the first one. And then Crone. And now Cowart.
Cowart, you know, hitting well over 400 and limited at bats, but still he's over 400. Guy got to be able to hit something, and man, you know, the dude started running back. I thought, well, does he think he has a chance?
Yeah.
The ball just kept going.
That one's hit well out to left center field. King's on the run, and it is over his head and off the base of the wall. A double for Maldonado, his 2nd one of the inning. Well, the Phillies are going to have to get somebody up in the bullpen. I mean, I know it's already 7-0. Maybe they should have done it earlier, but Jake Thompson's not missing any bats here. John McLaren has picked up the phone. And the Phillies bullpen will go to work. I think Terrian will be the first one up, or Adam Morgan. And it looks like it is Morgan that will start to loosen up.
Is this the pure definition of West Coast offense?
Yeah. Does seem that way.
Bill Walsh, the late Bill Walsh, would be very proud of this, wouldn't he?
Fly ball to left center field. Odubel makes the catch. The side is finally retired. 11 men come to the plate. Mike Trout got the home run barrage started. His blast went to center field. Then Crone, I think that's the longest one of the 3 right there, over both bullpens and left. And then Cowart finished off the scoring with a solo shot. And the Angels score 7 as we go to the 4th. K-Cup pods. That's right. Get your Dunkin' Donuts K-Cup pods from W.B. Mason at great prices. Who but W.B. Mason? Well, this game is turned on a dime. And it did so in the bottom of the third inning. Mike Trout got it rolling. Trout hit a 2-run home run. Cron also hit a home run. His was a bomb to left field. Cowart, his third major league home run. 7 runs, 3 earned in that inning. All right, so Odubel Herrera will lead off the 4th inning against J.C. Ramirez.
I guess if there's any silver lining in a big inning is Ramirez had to sit in there a while and wait. Maybe he'll be a little rusty with his command.
I got to say that his fastball velocity has been good compared to when he was with the Phillies, but I think you mentioned it too. He's been free and easy with his motion. I didn't feel like he was this comfortable in the brief times we saw him in spring training, because we did see him in spring training, and then eventually with the big club. Said he'd much prefer to be a starter. I mean, most pitchers who have done it a majority of their life are probably in that same boat. As Odubel strikes out, 1 away. Thompson towels down.
First baseman, number 19, Tommy.
Ramirez went fastball, curveball, fastball. Good, well located right there with on Odubel to get that. So much for command issues for Ramirez.
Tommy Joseph grounded out his first time. Prior to this year, though, his last start was with the Reading Titans back in 2011. He was 11-13 for the Phil's AA team, and since then he's basically been a reliever.
11-13. That's a lot of decisions for a minor league season.
To stay at one level too, but that is a lot of decisions. Phillies got him, Philippe Almont, and Tyson Gillies in the trade for Cliff Lee. That's a hot shot, caught at shortstop by Simmons. 2 outs. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Talk about the comparison between Simmons and Galvis. Simmons is 3rd in Major League Baseball in chances with 459. Galvis is 5th. As Kim lines it to right, Flores this time comes running in and finishes the route to make the catch. That is an 8-pitch inning, and the top of the 4th is in the books. Ramirez is front running. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. by Toyota. Find your favorite model today. Toyota, let's go places. Well, the Angels have 3 home runs in 1 inning tonight. It came in the 3rd. They lead it 7-0. First time this year that they've had 3 home runs in an inning. The last time they did it was in September of last year against the Mariners. Trout was part of that. So was Pujols. And Calhoun, who is continuing to sit on the bench with a hamstring injury. Jake Thompson, he only got to sit for a few minutes. And he delivers the first pitch to Ben Revere outside. Over to first base, fair ball, 1 out.
Yeah, Mike Scioscia told me yesterday he thinks Cole Calhoun might be available to play tomorrow. Just what we need.
Yeah, they just didn't want to put him on the DL. They wanted to make sure that, you know, this was not going to be a long-standing injury. So here is Trout. Trout takes inside. All right, so Trout, I was looking at this earlier. He's 8 hits away from 1,000 before he's 26 years old. He's going to turn 26 on the 7th of August. You know, so if you project, you're projecting a 3,000 hit career as long as he stays healthy. But he's 8 hits away from becoming just the 4th player ever to amass 1,000 hits, 500 runs, and 500 walks before the age of 26. Now, the others are just old school guys. Mel Ott, Jimmy Fox, and Mickey Mantle.
Wow. That's what I mean. You tell baseball fans, you know, if he comes close to where you live, or if you're traveling to go watch a game, you know, this is historic what he's doing. And I mean, look at this all-time ranks. He's played. This is his 6th year.
It's amazing. Fouls it back to the screen.
In the 3rd inning, those numbers went up by 1. The home run total. That was just. It's not like we haven't seen it before. If you've ever watched the Angels play.
Down the right field line, out of play.
But like I said, if you're, you know, people travel around, we're going to go watch this game or go watch this team. And if you get a chance, you got to come watch this young man in person.
Yeah, there are a few guys that are like him in baseball. I mean, you can put Harper there, and maybe we're tainted a little bit because we see Harper all the time, and we don't get a chance to see Mike Trout up, you know, live and in person all the time. But you're right, he is the price of admission. That ball hard down the left field line. Ball boy messed up the chalk line down there.
Got a late read on that one.
There's not a lot of foul territory here, so I think it's a little more difficult to figure out whether it's a fair or foul ball. Well, that went right over the net.
And that missed everyone.
It could hit the back of the one gentleman's seat in the first row. Ball 4. So Trout walks and Pujols comes up.
I remember I was doing a game, and we were doing a Braves game, and they were playing the Angels. And I went in and talked to Freddie Gonzalez when Freddie was managing the Braves. And I said, is this the first time you've ever seen Trout in person? And he said, yes. And he said, he goes, I knew he could hit. He said, I knew, he could run. He said, I didn't realize how huge he is. And he said, we're sitting in the first base dugout. He hits a ground ball. He said, you can hear every step. He said he's so fast for a man his size.
Hey, he's like a football player. One ball and one strike to Pujols. Sometimes I wonder, watching him, how pitchers get him out, on a consistent basis. I guess up. Get ahead and go up.
Yeah, it's similar to Barry Bonds. And Griffey and guys like that, you hope that they foul one off and you get him to chase.
Pujols all-time interleague numbers. The home run total went to 60 last night with his 3-run shot.
RBIs went to. Did he drive in a run today? Everyone else has.
He has not.
Oh, that's right. He fouled his single after Trout hit the homer.
And a foul tip hung on to by Rupp. 2 outs. Luis Valbuena grounded out his first time up, which also was a significant part of that inning, because it was a ball that went off the glove of Tommy Joseph, and it turned out to be a 3 unassisted. But with Pujols and Valbuena running, if it was fielded cleanly,
it's a double play.
It's a double play, and the inning is over. And 3 less runs cross the plate.
Oh, and if Cesar comes off the ball off the bat of Revere.
Yeah, that's the last out then. That ground ball to Tommy. So it goes back to, the Phillies won 5 straight, but we're back into that mode where there's such a small margin of error.
Yes. And again, you wonder if, okay, we're in a bigger ballpark. We have to swing harder. Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah, Kim comes sprinting in and makes the catch. Now the inning is over. No runs, no hits. And Trout is left over at first. Middle of the 4th inning here in Anaheim. It's 7-0 Angels. Play. State Farm here to help life go right. So we're going to take you to Cesar Hernandez's at bat in the 3rd inning.
He hit the ball pretty hard, but once that ball gets in the glove of Andrelton Simmons, Cesar can run, but he can't outrun that howitzer that he possesses on his arm, and that's our State Farm double play. Doesn't appear like we're going to get any of our highlights in any of these.
Well, let's hope there's a few that are
no kid
we could put in there. Well, that's the fastball, and it's topped off at 95 tonight. Franco flied out to center his first time up. That one sailed away, 1-1. Ramirez throws the fastball a little less than 50% of the time. His slider a little more than 33%. And then the curveball is considered his 3rd pitch.
Seems to have been throwing the curveball more than the slider today.
And it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Franco. Bouncer out to shortstop. It's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 6-3 of the putout. 1 away. Daniel Nava's coming up. Speaking of that curveball, here's Greg Murphy. He's thrown it a lot this year so far, Murph.
He really has, Tom. If you look back at his numbers a year ago, he's throwing almost twice as many curveballs and breaking balls as he was a year ago. Throwing, as you pointed out, almost 50% of his pitches are breaking balls, which is 4th the most out of starters in all of baseball. Only Chris Archer, Clayton Kershaw, and Jason Hamill throw more breaking balls than J.C. Ramirez. And, talking to a couple of folks around the Angels, Mark Langston, who does the radio for them, he was saying that he's not a guy that wants to go out there and strike out a lot of people, and he certainly hasn't done that tonight. He's trying to pitch to contact, but he is a guy that believes every time he goes out on the mound, he can go all 9 innings, wants to go all 9 innings. Kind of a bulldog out there, and he may get that opportunity tonight. His pitch count is down, and he's looked pretty good so far tonight, guys.
All right, so from a curveball standpoint, Clayton Kershaw has one of the best in baseball, right? Chris Archer has one of the best in baseball. So it's gone Archer, Clayton Kershaw, Jason Hamill, and then J.C. Ramirez as far as the number of curveballs thrown so far this season. I mean, I was surprised by that. As Nava grounds one into the shifts, as Cowart throws him out. And you just wouldn't think of, you think of curveballs, you do think of Kershaw.
Absolutely.
And I thought Kershaw would be higher than Archer. But I wouldn't have thought J.C. Ramirez would be in the top 4 of number of curveballs used.
One other interesting thing about J.C. Ramirez, guys, is that he started throwing his 4-seam fastball. Last season, he abandoned his 4-seam fastball. He said that he didn't know where it was going to go, so he couldn't control it, decided not to throw it, and he was just throwing that 2-seam fastball. But right before the All-Star break, he decided he had to go back to the 4-seam fastball because he was getting hit around pretty good. So he added that back in, and now at this point, throwing mostly 4-seam fastballs when throwing the fastball. And it's been much better. He's been able to control it a little bit more.
I think a guy that throws 95 has to throw his 4-seam fastball.
I've never heard that before. Usually it's the 2-seam because it has movement. The 4-seam's more straight. Wow.
Charles Nagy is pitching coach.
Just when you think you have this game figured out, they throw a curveball to you.
Or a 4-seam fastball.
Or a 2-seam.
2-1 to Rupp. Outside. I should say 1 ball, 1 strike. There's that curve.
Tell you what, those 7 runs, it's free and easy right now. He just, Maldonado puts down a sign and he just throwing it free and easy.
Yeah, I would think the fastball is dominating his pitch count tonight. 2-2.
Little 97 down and away.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad spot either.
It's kind of like how it was in June. You know, remember in June we faced guys that had 6 ERAs, and
Absolutely.
they just stuck it to us. And what's Ramirez ERA coming in?
4.29. And as Murph said, he was struggling before the All-Star break. It's down since the All-Star break, but still. Swing and a miss. 97 it ran in. And he is now retired. The side in order in back-to-back innings. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Phils down by 7. Bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. All right, some good news tonight. Lehigh Valley defeated Rochester 4-3. Reese Hoskins hit 2 more home runs. He's now up to 26 home runs on the season. Adam Hazley had a couple hits for Williamsport. They lost to Batavia 4-3. And Lakewood defeated Greensboro 8-5. Mickey Moniak, he has started to hit the ball a little bit better recently. Moniak, who's hitting 243 overall, or excuse me, 258 overall, with 4 homers and 39 RBIs. 2 hits today, and he had a few games earlier this week where he had single digits, but also a couple RBIs.
Where's he playing?
Lakewood.
And he's only, what, maybe 19 years old?
19 years old. Turned 19 this past May. Jilton Simmons, the batter.
Never seen that before. Pitch goes past, the bat boy comes out. It looked like he was at Wimbledon. He ran from the Angels dugout, picked up the ball, and ran in the Phillies dugout.
It's got to make the game interesting, John.
Huh. He's another first.
He does look like he's prepared to be a ball boy at Wimbledon.
I wonder if he bounces the balls to the umpire when the umpire asks for more balls.
No, they have to throw them out then. Ball can't hit the dirt, John.
There he goes back. Yep. I've never seen that.
Keeps himself in great shape, though.
Yeah, maybe we should bat boy someday.
I don't know if we want to ask for that challenge.
No, that's a uniform stretch, but not like they used to.
Swing and a miss at a high curveball. And Simmons strikes out. And 1 out here in the 5th inning. Hey, the Chicago Cubs are coming to town at the end of August, the 25th, 26th, and 27th. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Also a theme night. That'll be Friday. It's Goya Latino Family Celebration at the ballpark. 1 out. Here's Crone, who has singled and homered. By the way, John, our buddy Steve Potter told me today, sent an email that the Phillies minor leaguers picked up their 4th no-hitter of the summer today.
Wow.
In the Gulf Coast League.
All in the same league?
No, we've been throughout the Phil system. But this is the fourth time that the system has had a no-hitter.
Was this a combined or was this
It was a combined. Francisco Morales combined with Oscar Marcellino. It was a seven-inning no-hitter. Morales is all of 17.
Wow.
Under the watchful eye of Raleigh DeArmas.
Love the Raleigh. Still catches.
Does he really?
Still catches bullpens. Absolutely. I was down in the minor league camp this year, and I try to go see him whenever I'm around. Just he never coached any team I was ever on, but he was brought in every spring training to throw BP, and he threw great BP. We loved having him there, and just a good guy to have around in your camp.
Always had a smile on his face, or always has a smile on his face, as Crone is hit with that off-speed pitch. Adam Morgan back up and throwing in the pen. They'd like to get Thompson through this inning, but it will be his last if he can. Here's his home run in the third. Nitro zone.
Yeah, it's just another pitch left out over the plate. Yeah, we talked about how big he was for a second baseman. He's a big guy. We mentioned it too. He's hitting over 400 in limited at bats in the big league so far, but 400 is 400.
Third inning was a rough one. 7 runs scored in that inning, 3 earns. Over to second base on one hop. Cesar to second for 1. Over to first. And a 4-6-3 double play. Side is retired. We'll go to the 6th inning. The Phils still in search of some offense, down 7-0. From the DL and provided the spark the Phils lineup is needed. Since returning midway through July, Hernandez has been on base at a clip at above 400. Once on base, he has found his way around the diamond, helping the Phils cash in on offense. In his first 14 games back, the Phils were 9-5. He walked 7 times, stole 4 bases, and scored 12 runs. Cesar is needed to fuel the fire. He's done so. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, there is Cesar Hernandez, who will be due up second in this inning. He is 0 for 1 today. He's hit it 6 straight. hitting over 400 during that time. By the way, the official score has just adjusted the amount of earned runs for Jake Thompson. It's 2 earned runs, 2 of the 7.
Wow.
Because of the error to Cesar Hernandez. Knapp singled his first time up. And Ramirez, who after he left the Phillies in 2013, went to the Indians, the Diamondbacks, back to the Mariners, the Reds, and then eventually signed with the Angels last year. I know you never really went through this, but it's got to be hard to go from team to team to team every year. Like not to have one team.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what that would be like. You know, the people person that I am, I'm sure I would have made it easier, but.
I mean, Matt Stairs had to do that.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Well, Matt's a people guy. Big people guy.
Yes, he is. Reggie Sanders was that way.
Yeah.
And Knapp swings over the top of that one. Maldonado will fire in time. 3rd strikeout. The Fanatic wants to crash your night out on Tuesday, August 8th. Join us for CSN Night at Painting with a Twist. Cheer on the Phils while you sip on a drink and paint your favorite mascot. You'll even get 2 tickets to an upcoming game. Hurry up and save your spot on paintingwithatwist.com. Have you ever done that before, John?
What, drink or paint?
Both. Together.
Not at the same time.
There's your opportunity.
One I did more than the other.
Paint.
Love to paint. Big Pablo Picasso fan. I assume he was a painter.
He was a painter, I think. 0-2 to Cesar. So you go, get some wine. They give you something to paint. And that's how you spend your night with a bunch of people, like a people person.
It's kind of like the art version of karaoke. Get a couple drinks and anyone will get up there and sing.
I think that's a good analogy. This is the new wave karaoke. It's really big in Japan.
Artsy karaoke.
Yep.
Yep.
And just like with karaoke, Cesar lines it to center and he extends his hitting streak to 7. Just like karaoke, the more the person with you drinks, the better your painting looks.
You got to bribe the judges. Mike Scioscia looks concerned. Got a hit.
That is the 4th hit for the Phils. You could have played for Scioscia, couldn't you?
Yes.
Even though he hurt your knee?
Yeah. Had a few collisions with him. Guess who won?
I wouldn't think you'd be able to move him.
Well, it's like I told him. That's he talked one time about, man, that one hurt. I said, well, get your fat rear end off home plate and give someone a lane. It wouldn't hurt so much. But
yeah, he would not survive with the new rule.
No, I know he wasn't a big fan of it. I don't think, but.
3rd among active managers in victories. He's one of 6 to reach 1,500 wins with the same team. As Galvis grounds one, and Crone is able to smother it and get Cesar at second base. 3-6 on the putout. And Odubel Herrera's coming up. Said to Mike yesterday, I said, you still have family back in the Delaware Valley? He said, yeah, I got a lot of cousins that are still out there. World Championship in 2002. $18 years. That's, in this day and age, to stay in one place.
Remarkable.
Little spinner up the third base line. That's going to be an infield hit for Herrera.
How did his helmet get to where it went?
I don't know. Did he flip it off?
I don't know. I just saw it flying.
First baseman, number 19, Tommy Joseph.
Take it. Another knock.
Well, instead of a bat flip, it was a helmet flip.
An off-speed pitch by Ramirez, and getting a little cue shot. No chance. But let's see where that. There it goes. It's starting to fall off.
Yeah, it was bobbing.
Hit him in the hip. It looked like while he was running, and went foul.
Fly ball shallow left field. Simmons is out there, and he makes the catch. Phillies do get a couple base runners, do not score. 6 shutout innings for J.C. Ramirez. We'll move on to the bottom of the 6th. And by Jefferson Health, call 800-JEF-NOW or visit jeffersonhealth.org. And by Nissan, shop shoes nissan.com. Bottom of the 6th inning. It is 7-0 Angels on top. And Adam Morgan will take over for the Phillies. Adam takes over for Jake Thompson. So Thompson, 5 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. He does that a lot. He obviously talks to Boa an awful lot, but he has a lot of conversations with Juan Samuel. So 2 solid coaches right there, Boa and Samuel.
Well, I'm not here. I don't think I'm here without the one. He's put his neck out on the line for me and that was discussed in my podcast I did today because I figured out how to use that microphone finally.
Nice. Now you just have to send it. That's the next step.
Well, yeah, that's the baby steps.
We got this.
Baby steps. Well, there's some chip you have to put in another thing. You have to put it in a computer or something.
It's easy.
Right.
Once we have a computer that still has that piece, it's very easy.
Well, where are we going to find that at?
Somebody has one. Jeff Halifman has one, our producer.
I have one.
Murph, you have a computer that you could slide that thing in?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you carried a computer anymore.
It's the new Surface Pro.
I didn't know that had a port for that.
Sure it does.
I've never heard of it.
Well, it's going to be a nice learning lesson for you. All right, so the topic is people that
Yeah,
helped you?
like, the progression of the whole draft process and things that were going through my mind at those times.
Here's Flores. Now you've promised 2 on this road trip, so that's one.
That's one.
Who else did you talk about besides Larry Boa? That guy that gives you all the quotes?
No, just guys that that helped. Tony Gwynn was a big influence. Kevin McReynolds, because he got hurt in college, so I got to make the A-ball team out of spring training because they wanted to carry an extra outfielder until he was healthy to play.
Did he talk a lot?
Kevin?
Yeah.
To me. To anyone else, no.
Didn't seem like
No.
he did.
He didn't say a whole lot.
Flores tries to check, and he does.
And my 8-ball manager that changed my stance from very closed to very open, Jack Maloof, made a big change in my life and my disposition because
You hit better.
yeah, it seemed to work.
I didn't realize that you had the open stance from the time you were in the minor leagues. Cesar charges. Nice play, 2 outs. Right back to the top of the order for Ben Revere.
Bobby Brown was another, basically retired so I could make the big league team.
Well, that was nice of him.
Very nice.
Was that truly the case? He retired?
Yeah, because we were in Las Vegas playing an exhibition game, and I had an unbelievable spring training. And Jack McKeon told me they were keeping me there, and I said, not so subtle terms, what he could do, where he could go, and
I'm going home.
and I said, I'm done. I quit, and I was packing up to go. And 10 minutes later, changed my life forever.
What year was that?
86.
Brown was coming off a year in which he hit 155, so I guess he kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Well, he commented to me that, I'm done, and I don't want to keep you from being in the big leagues. Just take up a spot, and it was very emotional. After I wanted to fight him because I thought he was joking.
Still emotional.
Yeah, it was something special. I was actually in Atlantic City a long time ago, like when I first got the Phillies, and me and Harry Cowles were doing a radio thing. And I told that story, and as soon as I told the story, Bobby walked in, and I hadn't seen him
Really?
since then. Yeah, that got real emotional to me. Because he was always joking. And I thought he was joking. I thought this is a bad time to joke.
Big hop for Franco. And he'll throw out Ben Revere. 1, 2, 3. Go the Angels. Here in the 6th inning. That's a 10-pitch inning for Adam Morgan. Kim's going to lead it off for the Phils when we get back for the 7th. Down 7-0. For the Angels is what's done in not only Jake Thompson but also the Phils. 7 runs, 2 earns, and 8 hits allowed. Phillies outscored 14-1 in this series so far. And J.C. Ramirez, former Phil, has gone 6 innings and scattered 5 hits, and now will begin his 7th inning of work. It'll do so against Hyun-Soo Kim, who is 0 for 2 in this ball game. And a bouncer foul. Whoa. I don't think that's where he wanted that pitch to go.
I don't think he had a good grip on that one.
You can laugh about it.
Yeah, well, 7-0, sure.
Looks like Maldonado just signaled over to social
We
what
can't
pitch
even
it was supposed to
even
be.
put that in the box thing because it wouldn't register.
It would not. Back toward the middle. Simmons hasn't played perfectly. All right, here we go. Where is it?
It hit the tee. Oh, that's. Now I got to question the whole thing now. If you got that one in there, you guys.
That's pretty funny, actually. It got even close to it.
That thing was.
It was in Los Angeles. That was at Dodger Stadium's pitch cast. Popped him up. Way up there. Left side of the infield, Valbuena. All right, this is too easy right now for J.C. Ramirez.
Well, this is what you want to see as a manager. If you're Pete Mackanin, he's got to see a lot of it because there have been a lot of games we've been behind. But you know, you want to see guys grind out at bats. You know, say what you want, but you know, if you want to be a 280, 290 hitter, these are the times when, you know, it's easy going when you're scoring 7.
Got to tell you, Matt, the last couple of years, I never really heard it before, but he said that exact thing. He said his biggest regret as a player is that in games like this, he kind of gave away some at bats in his career. He said, and now after he's done, he's thinking, why did I give those at bats away?
Yeah, that's why you play 162, and you know that's why I hear, well, he hit a home run and it was 7-0 and he hit a solo homer. Well, you know, it's easy to hit when you're winning 7-0.
1 ball and no strikes to Nava, who's 1 for 2. And it's 1-1.
Like Daniel Nava hit a line drive base hit. He hit a hard ground ball. You know, Coward's playing out there in shallow right for him, but you know these are. You know, he's going to grind out this at bat, and when you're a young player, not this is what you want to see. Your coaching staff wants to see, like when the chips are down, who's going to fight, who's going to still battle. You get a base hit now or whatever, you know, look, if you don't come back, whatever, but you know, at the end of the year, when you look at it, it might be 10 or 15 extra hits that some other guys aren't getting just because you're grinding at bats.
It's been a frustrating couple of days for Franco, including that first pitch swinging pop up to third. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Nava, just off the DL tonight. Just what you talked about, foul ball after foul ball.
You don't want a couple, you call them throwaway at bats, or you don't want that to lead into the possibility of a slump.
Bouncing ball out towards second. And Cowart in shallow right throws out Nava. 1-2-3 inning, 7 strong for J.C. Ramirez. Trout, Pujols, and Valbuena when we return for the home 7.
Career OPS for some active players, and well, no surprise right there at the top of the list, Mike Trout with an OPS of .974 in his career. Joey Votto right behind him at .964. Albert Pujols on the list, followed by Cabrera and Paul Goldschmidt as well. Trout and Pujols. Last night we talked about on-base percentage, and you look at OPS. These guys right in the middle of the Angels lineup, guys, have been a powerful 3-4 punch for the Angels over the years. 2-3 now, I guess.
Hey, the one thing about them, they find themselves, even with all their injuries, 3 games under 500 going into play tonight. A chance to be 2 games under if they win tonight. They're about 5 out of the wild card, depending on the outcomes of games tonight. They don't have a farm system. They basically, that's their infrastructure that they're trying to fix now, is their farm system. Can they take on extra dollars? They can. But are they in it for the wild card, or are they, just meandering through, but playing better than anybody anticipated with all the injuries they have? I guess that's what they have to figure out.
That's a hard part if you're putting together a team. Is, are we in it or are we not? Now with the dual wild card, it makes it that much tougher because you never know.
You never know. Outside. Three and 1 to Trout.
He throws that one there again. Heads up.
Boy, they got to pop a little more netting over that dugout. I know it's farther away than most places up the line, but whew.
Cutter from Adam Morgan.
Yeah. Well, he has it. It's just that he's thrown more of the breaking pitches than anything, like the regular curveball. Cesar takes care of him, one away. Phillies have the new fall ballpark pass that's available. It's 15 games for $50. Gives you access to every Phillies regular season home game in September for just $50. All tickets delivered digitally via your mobile device. Visit Phillies.com for more information.
Did you see how quickly he got to first base?
I was watching how quickly the ball got through the grass. But yeah, then I looked up and he was already halfway up the line.
It had to be more impressive at field level, because as soon as the hours record, I looked in the Phillies bench and all the coaches sitting down there on that first row. Sammy standing, of course, but they all looked at each other and were mumbling something.
Into the shift, Freddie Galvis has it. 2 outs. You know, and then watching on the flip side, Pujols. I think it's interesting how Pujols can still generate any kind of push off those feet, because he's obviously, as you mentioned, have all these foot and Achilles and knee and ankle problems.
Plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis, which is very painful.
You know what I heard about those things? They said the only way you can get rid of them is if they burst.
I don't know. That sounds pretty painful.
I would imagine it would be.
So we get a miss, 0-2.
Oh, I broke my heel when I was with the White Sox. I hit the base wrong, broke a bone in my heel. It was never the same, and I was, you know, I was only either 33 or 34, I think, when I retired.
Can you feel that still?
Yeah, it still hurts. The worst part was when they had to put a cortisone shot in there in the heel. That was very painful. There's not much there, you know.
You didn't have surgery on your heel when you broke it?
No, I kind of figured I was done. Shoot it up and let's go home afterwards.
Outside and low, 1-2.
That's when the White Sox had that pool, you know, they got for Bo Jackson.
Oh yeah.
And so I would get in there, like, even with a broken bone, you could still run.
He'd let you in there?
Well, he wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
He would just come in every once in a while. I used to say hi, and I was in there one day and I'm running. I had my back turned. I wasn't paying attention to nothing. And Ozzie Guillen came in there and turned that thing on full blast it pushed me up against the wall. I thought I was going to drown.
He probably didn't go out laughing loudly.
Oh, I mean, from the time he was 16, I was always looking for an excuse to just kill him, basically. But I never could, because
now you love him.
I loved him back then too, but oh man, that thing, I mean, it had me pinned up against that wall and I couldn't breathe.
Just see it. It's like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a pretty sight, I'm sure.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Valbuena. Anybody come to your rescue?
Well, he finally turned it off after a while. I guess he realized, well, he doesn't seem to be coming above water here anytime soon. So that thing was powerful.
I'm sure it was.
I haven't been in one since.
2-2 pitch. He went around on the breaking ball. That's 6 up, 6 down for Adam Morgan. We have completed 7 innings. We will go on to the 8th. Cameron Rupp will lead it off with the Phillies trailing at 7-0. Your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Phillies trail at 7-0. All 7 runs scored in the third for the Angels. Time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game. One moment earlier, he let a ball bounce in front of him. Well, this time Flores did not let anything bounce.
Yeah, great play. Phillies fan kind of whiffed on her. He thought he was going to catch it. Flores jumped over top of him and didn't rob Cameron Rupp, but he made that great defensive play, and that's our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
So now as we go to the 8th inning, J.C. Ramirez, 28-year-old from Nicaragua, delivers a strike. If he gets an out here, it'll be his longest major league outing. He has completed 7 innings several times this year. Charles Nagy's got to be happy about what he's watching. Down the right field line. Greatest pitcher of all time from Nicaragua was Dennis Martinez.
El Presidente.
El Presidente.
Owner of a perfect game.
Ramirez is one of 10 pitchers.
You see Maldonado, how hard he threw that ball back on that non-executed pitch.
You think he was trying to send a message?
Oh, you love that. 7-0, and you're still working your pitcher.
Ground ball right side. Crone has it. Ramirez covering. 7 1/3. And 1 out here in the 8th. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, John, here's the question again. Albert Pujols has the record for most 30 home run seasons to start a career with 12. Who has the second most?
I don't know.
Well, he only has 3.
Wow.
It is a huge difference.
Just 9 years.
And it's surprising that nobody else has more than that.
Yeah, it is.
The answer is Ryan Braun.
Think about that. 12. Your first 12 years in the big leagues, you've hit 30 homers.
Well, and that's why we talk about how great Trout has been.
Yeah.
I mean, Pujols was, he was in that sort of realm.
Yeah, I mean, his first, 10 years, this guy has a chance to go down as the greatest right-handed hitter in the history of baseball. And then he has this young buck come up and say, hold on, let's not give him that award just yet.
Whereas Trout has won 2 MVPs already. Pujols won 1 in his first 5 years. Mentioned that Trout is on the cusp of 1,000 hits. Pujols in his first 5 years had 982 hits. Right now, Pujols.
I think the thing too about Albert, they talk about putting a guy in one position he could be comfortable. His first handful of years, he was playing some third, left, right, some first.
Big third baseman. Way outside and 3-1.
There's another one.
Fired it back.
Oh man, I'd like to see the exit velocity off his arm when he throws it back to the pitcher. See that? How's that sign?
Ball 4. A little bit of disgust by Martin Maldonado.
Well, he's trying to get this young man through something he's never done, and that's through the 8th inning. He's as proud as Charles Nagy is about this, because he's you know, he's a part of this thing. I mean, he's, you know, the catchers take a lot of pride in their pitchers pitching well and extending themselves farther than what they've ever been.
Cesar takes outside. It's 1-0. He has a hit tonight in 3 plate appearances. Down low, 1-1. Cam Bedrosian warming up.
He does look like The Rock, doesn't he?
Does. There's definitely a resemblance. The beard helps. What if he throws the same way?
More mechanically. The Bedrock was a, you know, he was kind of like, not, I won't say a slinger, but I mean, he was more unorthodox.
To the right side, that'll leak into right field, a base hit. Knapp will stop at second. Now the Phillies have first and second with 1 man down. And Freddie Galvis is going to be the hitter. Mike Sosa just said, yeah, go ahead. I guess Nagy was wondering if he should go out and talk with him.
Well, I've dropped that on when I was coaching. Go out to the mound and say nothing. You know, normally it's when we're getting beat by a lot. I really have nothing to say to you all.
I got nothing to say to you all. I'm just coming out here to
trying to let them rest from running around the bases.
Your old pitching coach Johnny Padres used to come out, and some of the lines that players have revealed that he would say.
I love going out to the mound when Johnny came out.
I think you're throwing great, son, but Jimmy's really ticked off.
Yeah, Jimmy told me to come talk to you. I don't know why.
That raspy voice. Never saw anybody get out of the clubhouse faster than Johnny Padres after a game.
What, he loved those ponies, though.
All right, after a quick trip to the mound, Galvis takes outside.
Make it harder on him. I mean, you have to think that Ramirez knows that this is uncharted waters for him.
And I think the thought of finishing this inning is creeping into his head.
Hey, he's not as free and easy as he was in the first 7.
3-0. Pitcher's pitch right there.
3-0.
Fly ball to center field. And Trout gets it in quickly. 2 outs. And Odubel Herrera is coming up. Phillies fantasy camp is scheduled for January 17th to the 21st, 2018. 5 days, 4 nights. 3 different experiences to choose from. You get the fan, the player, or the general manager. Call 610-520-3400 or go to PhilliesFantasyCamp.com for more information. Odubel is 1 for 3. Out to right field, Flores. on the run. It's not hit deep, and he runs it down. And the inning is over. 8 shutout innings for J.C. Ramirez. On to the bottom of the 8th. Take on the Washington Nationals. Celebrate the music and history of the Beatles at Citizens Bank Park. And if you buy it through the Phillies.com/theme night website, you get that Beatles hat right there. Well, J.C. Ramirez, I'm sure his night is complete. It's solid, man. Six hits, no runs. His team staked him a 7-0 lead. He was able to front run without any problems. Seems to be a well-liked guy.
A lot of hugs. It's a big arm for being in that many organizations and that much stuff.
Yeah, he's going to finish up tonight with an earned run average that'll be right around 4 as Terrian gives up a leadoff single to Simmons here in this 8th inning. Terrian takes over for Adam Morgan. Simmons now with 2 hits tonight. And C.J. Cron has had a good night, not only offensively but defensively. We'll dig in.
Couple hits, couple diving plays at first. Apparently they got a book that says first pitch swing.
Even if it's up out of the strike zone. To right center field. Nava makes the catch and one away. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. He'll update us on what's going on around baseball.
All right, thanks, Tom. Time for our unlimited baseball break presented by T-Mobile. Former Philly Vance Worley started the game for the Marlins today against the Nationals, and boy, was he good today. Pitched 7 innings, and how about this? He faced the minimum amount of batters. He only allowed 2 singles in the game. both of them a race on a double play. The game ended with Giancarlo Stanton going over the wall to pull back a potential home run. Marlins win the game over the Nats 7-0. And Jeremy Hellickson also making his debut for the Orioles. He pitched well as well. He went 7 innings of shutout ball as the Orioles get the win this afternoon as well. Hellickson allowed just 5 hits, 1 run or no runs, and 5 strikeouts. So he pitched very well as well. And I guess, yeah, take those 2 former Phillies. You could throw J.C. Ramirez into that mix. A couple of 3 former Phillies pitching very well tonight in Major League Baseball, guys.
Did you see the catch by Giancarlo Stanton? Have you guys seen it, Murph? Did you see it?
I did see it.
Oh,
yeah, it was impressive.
I mean, he went over the wall basically.
Wow, how about the guy in Boston
well, that
last
was
night?
Austin. Yeah, Austin Jackson.
That was impressive too.
Austin Jackson fell into the bullpen. 1-2.
I didn't see the Stanton one. I've been locked into this game.
You're right.
Going over all my notes. And
that's unfair of me to ask you that while you've been watching this one. Well, when you see it, it's a play that when you played the outfield that only you could have made, John.
Huh. How was the fence?
It's about 5 foot.
I'd have struggled with that one.
He climbed it though.
Trampoline, maybe. I get over that, baby.
I saw one of his comments was about the catch Marcell Ozuna made a few weeks ago. He said he had to try to outdo him, which he tried to do that same night when he lost his glove over the wall. He held onto the glove this time.
Tough to make a catch when you don't hold onto your glove.
Very difficult.
I mean, I'm assuming it can be done. What would the umpire rule on that?
I think you have to maintain possession of your glove.
Yeah, makes sense.
Unfortunately.
They take all the fun out of the game.
Swing and a miss. And a strikeout for Terrian. 2 away here in the 8th. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3. Comcast make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. Maldonado takes up and in. Eduardo Paredes warming in the pen. That's a good slider. Needs that pitch.
That's a little better outing so far than his last one. Tell you what's been impressive though these first 2 games, the home plate umpires both have been very good.
Yeah, Brian O'Nora, the veteran tonight. And last night it was Quinn Walcott. He's just a young pup. Popped up. Terrian is around the mound. Tommy Joseph says get out of the way. And he puts it away for the final out. So the Angels score 1 inning tonight. That was the 3rd. They scored 7, which J.C. Ramirez was able to stand up. We'll go to the 9th. Time out for our WB Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, Mike Trout got it started with a long home run to center field up in the hedges, and C.J. Cron just absolutely annihilated one. And well, that just, if 2 is good, 3 is better. Coward right there with the 3rd home run of that big 7-run inning. And those are our WB Mason deliveries of the game, brought to you by WB Mason.
Yeah, that was it. That was the thunder that they needed, was in that 1 inning. Shane Robinson will take over out in center field.
Wow.
Give Mike Trout a day, an inning off. Eduardo Paredes will take over on the mound. 3.86 ERA. Tommy Joseph will lead it off for the Phillies. Tommy hits it towards short, backhanded by Simmons. And 1 out here in the 9th inning. After the ball game, Michael Barkand, Ricky Metallico, and Corey Seidman are standing by to talk about this ball game. We'll talk about that one ineffective inning for not only the Phillies defense, but also for Jake Thompson. Some of the other topics that they'll talk about: Trout's 2-run home run in that inning, and Ramirez silencing the Phillies bats. He certainly did that. As Kim takes a strike, it's 0-1. Kim's certainly gotten some opportunities since he's arrived from Baltimore.
Being in American League City opens it up for him. DH, 9 hitters.
Wow, strike 3 called. 2 outs. Reminder that later on today, the Phillies will wrap up this series against the Angels. We'll be on the air at 10 o'clock.
Sounds weird when you say it that
later
way.
On. Maikel Franco swings at the first pitch and hits it out towards center. The LA Angels shut out the Phils 7-0. That is a 5-pitch 9th inning for Paredes. Phillies bats were very quiet tonight.